Now, one place that also provides an avenue for tourism, which unfortunately has been targeted, is the Olusegun Obasanjo Library. The Olusegun Obasanjo Library has been in the news in the most recent times because they've alleged that the EFCC targeted them, and now they've taken the taken the EFCC to court. Now, just to give you a brief background, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has clarified that the Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library in Abeokuta, Ogun State, was not the target of its recent operation in which 93 suspected internet fraudsters were arrested. The management of the library has demanded a public apology, and they are demanding 3.5 billion naira in compensation, describing the operation as an invasion of private property and an infringement of the OOPL's rights as a corporate entity, as well as a stark and blatant violation of the rights of the people who gathered for the event. So,
I think that's the best way to go about things. If you feel you've been wronged, go to the courts to seek redress. And as a lawyer, how do you lawyers calculate damages? Because how did they come up with that
3.5 billion?
3.5 billion.
Well, we'll have to invite the Olusegun Obasanjo OPL Libraries lawyer to talk about this. But
are there calculations to...
I'm sure there are ways to factor in damages.
Have you sued anybody before?
God, is that what we're talking about?
Okay, sue me. How much will you charge me?
Well, like 1,000 naira.
Okay, I can afford that.
But I bring this up because we talked about tourism and tourism opportunities. And I have been to the OOPL library. I think it's such a fantastic...
the entire complex.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a great...
I haven't been there. No.
I think you should. It's beautiful. You see a number of the things that former President Olusegun Obasanjo used for, his library. Used during his time as office. But anyway, let's move from...
But I like what the OOPL are doing. They're protecting their clients because the EFCC came to arrest them within their premises.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't, they will just overlook and say, you know what, so it's a good step they're taking.
A very good step in the right
EFCC
direction.
will have to review their operational
There must have been residents then. But anyway, talking about accommodation, housing, residence, whichever, I'm sure you're aware of the Lagos State laws, the new laws that Lagos State is pushing.
The new tenancy bill.
The new tenancy bill that would indeed protect, tenants from the shrouded, hiding, or you'd say callous, or in quotes, very suspicious charges that comes from agents, even the house owners as well. Because I always say agents cannot function if they don't connive with the owner of the property.
It's a collaboration.
I do realize that there's some people who have properties and they will tell you, oh, sorry, if agents come to them, say, no, I don't use agents. My number is there, talk to me directly. There are people like that. But there are a few. So what's it? Let's quickly tell you that Lagos State, they're trying to push this new tenancy bill.
Yes.
bill.
And it's pushed by Mr. Stephen Ogundikbe, who is a member of the House. And he says that the new tenancy bill of the House aims to protect tenants against exploitation by estate agents. Ogundikbe, who is the chairman, House Committee on Information, said this, and he said that they organized a public hearing on the bill, and the bill contains provisions designed to reduce financial burden on accommodation seekers in the state. Recall that here in Lagos, one of the biggest complaints we've had, people living in Lagos, is the real housing problems that we've had to experience, not just with the exorbitant costs of houses, the inavailability, and then we did have the Lagos State Commissioner on Housing, I believe, on the show.
Yeah.
And Commissioner of Works, I believe.
Commissioner of Works, yeah.
And then he joined us on the show to talk about how the truth is it's a challenge for them as well, because Lagos State is really that mega city that everybody wants to keep coming to. The numbers are increasing. So, of course, I'll give you an example. There's a property that I know that's not far from mine, which is supposed to be small. The person had just moved out, and they said to me, in case you have anyone who needs to move in there, let us know. And I said, okay, how much is it? And they said 13 million. And I replied, Jesus, with a lot of
13 million.
And then the truth is, as much as you complain...
13 million for 13 years? Or 13 million for what?
For a 3-bedroom apartment.
For a 3-bedroom apartment.
A year?
Yes, a year. Although they say it was because it was also slightly furnished. But that being said, the truth is, if A lives there saying, oh, I can't afford it, there's somebody waiting on the side to take over the property. So because the fact that, it would always, so far, it hasn't really favored the tenants.
because demand outweighs supply.
Right.
But is there a time when demand indeed everyone always says because the demand is high and that's why the prices go up. But I believe there will be a time where houses like that, you would have people who are coming for it, the numbers would actually reduce because...
Nigeria defies the law of
I don't understand.
real estate because we are not a credit-based economy. If
We're
it was
not.
in the United States, for example,
Exactly.
where people have mortgages and all of that, you'd understand why there's a uniform price and why you can't leave houses empty. But because somebody's investment, he builds everything with this cash, wasn't on credit. So if nobody's going to take it up at the price he wants, he would rather just leave it lying fallow. And there are lots of empty apartments
empty
like
apartments.
that, luxury apartments everywhere in every part of the state. So
I like
and
the
it's
fact that they're
really,
saying
really
that
unfair.
agents
So it's
should start
only the
taking
government
Yeah.
that can break that jinx
by building
mass, more.
But the truth is, what's the impact of this bill? I mean, I would say it's
Is
a
it
step in the
even
right direction.
enforceable?
You know why? No, let me explain to you. The amount that the discount they're doing, how substantial is it? And I'm going to give practical examples because what the bill is proposing is that the agency fee will reduce from 10% to 5%. Typically in Lagos, for those who do not know, when you pay your rent, you're paying tenancy agreement, you're paying agency fees. The tenancy agreement is typically 10%, agency fees 10%, and then you're paying caution, and then you're paying the service charge for serviced apartments. Now, imagine that you have a house for, let me say, 10 million, which is ridiculous. 10 million naira. So you're going to pay the agent 100,000 naira. All right? Wait,
No.
sorry, 1 million.
No, 1 million
Hey,
naira.
my goodness. So you're going to pay the agent 1 million naira.
Yeah.
You're going to pay the lawyer 1 million,
1 million
naira.
naira.
And then you pay
Caution.
whatever caution or service charge. By the time you're done, you're paying 15 million or
Wow.
more. So what they're saying now is instead of paying 1 million naira to the agent, you're paying
500,000.
500,000. If you bring it down to a house that is, say, 2 million naira for a year, what you would typically pay would be 200,000 naira.
But you
for-
only
No, you
pay
pay
that
100,000.
when you're moving into a house for the first time. If you're
Yes,
Of
for the
course,
first
of course,
time.
yes.
of course.
And some people have detected some form of a scam wherein typically you're not allowed to increase rent before the 2-year mark. So somebody moves in, they live in your house for 2 years, they pay the agency fee. After the 2 years, you drastically increase it in a way that they cannot measure up. So they move out, you get another person.
And then
Meaning that
you
you're
keep,
getting
you keep doing
fresh
that,
agency
which
fee
has been
every
the
2
strategy.
years.
You keep doing that. You
Yeah.
take them
But
out, bring a
again,
new
they
one.
could argue, in fairness to the landlords, just look at the cost of living in the last 2 years. The dollar exchange rate, the
Yeah, but-
price of fuel, things aren't the same. So, and they're still part of the same economy. So
Yeah,
if
but
there's
Gbenga,
an
I don't-
increase,
but I
not
think-
exponential.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was to increase it, I'll tag it to petrol and, I mean, just look at the inflation rate.
But is it a
MBS.
service charge apartment? Some of these apartments that we're also talking about, they're not service charge. They're just apartments that you just plug and play, just come in, not plug and play, I beg your pardon. Just move in, bring your things in and so on. You take care of your light, your power and so on and so forth.
Regardless of whether it's
they
a service
service
apartment
in
or-
some way.
It's
like
self-service.
waste disposal.
You must still pay some
water,
measure of service.
It's still service.
Yeah, but then
Security.
again, so this is what I'm saying. If you move into a 3-bedroom apartment that possibly was going for, let's say, 4 million naira, okay? It's not service apartment. It's not a service apartment. It's a self-service. So you provide your generator, your own light, every single thing and so on. Landlord is taking care of the property. People come to clean it, waste disposal,
all those other ones,
and
you
so on
still
and
pay
so
a
forth.
service
Yeah,
for that.
I get. So if the service is, say, maybe 150,
Or
okay?
300.
Let's 300.
You'll be
if,
surprised.
If you have, okay, that's fine, whatever it is, let's say 300. But then again, all of a sudden, you say, okay, the economy is bad, and so on and so forth. You take the service to 600, take the property to 7 million. My question really is, I understand that you're in it for business, but the tenant who is living there, is the economy too not affecting him?
Yeah, but like Olive said, there are other people that are willing to pay. So, I mean, it's just the
I mean,
way it
for
is.
me,
sad.
it's mind-boggling. If you want to review your prices, it's okay to say, okay, you know what? I was taking 4 million. Things are a bit tough. I'm going to make it to 4.5 or 4.3. And you
these
take it like that,
things
but not just
really
from 4 to 10.
I mean, they have sociological and psychological effects. Like, for example, I was planning to expand the size of my family. I need a 9-bedroom apartment. But what you guys are saying now, I don't think I have to do family planning.
Gbenga, relax.
For a number of people that are still single, this is why they are not married, because like by the time you
Okay.
marry, how much is
Do you know
house
where I
rent?
can get a 9-bedroom apartment?
I'll think about that.
Talk to your agent.
They are
But I want
watching
us
us,
to
they'll
also
tell
speak
you.
about there's a project that the federal government is working on. I think it's called MREF, to ensure that
Yeah.
there is people have access to mortgage. And I'm hoping that on Monday we can reach out to someone who
Hopefully.
can come and break it down to us, so you understand if you can be a part of it.
It's a fantastic
Yeah,
initiative.
so it will be great to. I know it's
Let's hope
by
it works.
MOFI, the
Let's hope-
Ministry
let's
of
hope it works.
Finance arm.
Yeah, let's
Yes.
hope it works, because there's also the renewed Hope Homes. still under the whole
ones
project.
that are promised to Falcons.
Exactly. I don't know if we've seen any property projects, land being shown.
I think it's in the works.
Yes, it's in the works, but let's see the process. That's why I said let's wait. One thing about the federal government that I'm aware of, at least to a certain degree, is the fact that during the Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's administration, he also did the home thing where everybody was to own a home and so on. I remember I applied like how many times and nothing. And then there's also a hidden case of, sometimes when the properties are ready, it's given to a certain few, people who know who. It's not thrown out there to the public. So maybe. I'm never too excited when I hear these things because
but I mean,
you just have to wait.
That's a past. Things are changing. Like, for example, yesterday, the credit call initiated, that was initiated by this administration. It's going far. People have access to credit, small loans, and it's federal government driven. And it's not one of those things they hide. They were at the orientation camp in Yanopaja yesterday for a roadshow, and it's exciting. So I know there's a trust deficit between the people and the government,
of course.
You have to give them the benefit of doubt. And also, we need to learn to move past that, doubt everything. But again, the government gives people reasons for doubting. For example, that third mainland bridge.
Thank you for bringing up third mainland bridge.
It's exponential.
Okay.
I mean, even if IBB that beauty, if he hears that money, he'll say, "Chai,
what's going on?
What's going on?"
So this is it. In case you've not heard, we're away from the tenancy conversation. Now we're going on the third mainland bridge. There's a certain amount that has been proposed to carry out repairs on the third mainland bridge, which will amount to over 3.something trillion naira. This came as a result of the fact that the Minister of Works did put out a press release. There was a video where he spoke, and in that video he said that these repairs need to be carried out, basically maintenance. And you would wonder ordinarily that the third mainland bridge was just fixed not quite long ago.
Yeah, the surface, medians, street lights, and expansion joints.
All right.
But what is happening now is Mami Waters.
So just to mention what he's saying exactly,
Yeah.
underwater assessments conducted in 2013 and 2019 on both Carter and Third Mainland bridges revealed significant substructure deterioration caused by illegal sand mining, erosion and corrosion of piles and pliers. But I think the concern here is the amount of money that we've spent so far in renovating the Third Mainland bridge. We'll come to the renovation part.
And why Lagos? Is Lagos the only state in Nigeria?
Well, because Third Mainland bridge
Lagos is the commercial nerve.
Center.
So,
Right.
of course, Lagos needs to be paid attention to,
I was trying to look at some of the routine repairs that had happened, and I was seeing here that there's 15.6 billion naira over 6 years for routine repairs, including surface maintenance, addressing, a number of things. There's also 6.28 billion naira approved in 2023 for surface maintenance, over 21 billion naira that was comprehensive rehabilitation in late 2023. So you're seeing a lot of these billions.
I mean, it's the second longest bridge in Africa.
Yes,
it would be nice to also follow up and see what the Egyptians are doing. The longest bridge is called the 10th of October bridge. I don't know if it's over water, but I mean, it's a responsible government who won't wait for disaster to happen until, imagine if the bridge caves in, God forbid, and they will say, the government wasn't responsible, the Ministry of Works and Housing wasn't responsible to do regular inspections and all of this. So I understand the 3 trillion. 3 trillion can build you I want to know the cost of the proposed fourth mainland bridge. It can build you a new bridge, I believe. So it's just mind-boggling.
So my concern with this is exactly the amount and the fact that it feels like what we've had are piecemeal repairs of the bridges in the past years since the establishment or the building of this bridge. And it gives a fix when broken approach that's supposed to doing something that lasts for the longest time. Every time they have to fix the bridge, business is literally a shutdown. There's traffic, congestion. It impacts the lifeline of business in Lagos.
And the economy.
The economy of Lagos. So one, do we have public records of what we've achieved with the last repairs? And why do we have to keep going over and over this? Is there a possibility or is there a way in which we can do repairs that can be more permanent, so we don't have to do like two repairs a year.
In fairness to Engineer Dave Umahi, he did a fantastic job on the surface, and from my experience, we're on the bridge almost every other day. It looks like it's going to last for a long time.
Yeah.
And then the street lights there, they're using renewable energy. It's solar, it's bright, it's nice. The markings are clear. But that's the surface. We need to know what's going on
let's
there.
take
And
reactions.
then those sand miners, come on. You knew, as a critical national asset, you know activities of dredgers and sand miners can compromise the integrity of the bridge. Why don't you have marine police stop them all these years? Why do you wait for them to cause irreparable damage before you do something?
So that again goes back to what I say, we're not being proactive. It feels like it's a fix when it's broken strategy. Even with times when they have to do a lot of the fixings, it's when they've seen cracks, when we start to see potholes, when we see that there are actually challenges. Why can't we have more permanent solutions?
Instead of cosmetic.
Instead of having, exactly, it feels like we're doing makeup over some very deep problems. Let's fix it once and for all, so we don't have to keep revisiting the Third Mainland Bridge, Qatar Bridge every six months. It
feels like we're doing makeup.
Yes, it feels like makeup.
Let's also hope that when this is done, because as it stands, there's nothing Nigerians can really do. But when this is done, they will not come back again 3 years later.
That's the challenge.
And it will still be on the proposal or list. And then there should be a thorough, you see, my worry with all of these monies that are being used to fix these critical assets is the fact that there are also critical conditions or situations that are not being attended to. I'm still going to mention the doctors, the nurses, the police, the humans, and so on. They're not attended, they're not being attended to, because those are also critical issues. But then again, let's see reactions to especially what Nigerians are saying concerning the bridge. Let's see what they are indeed mentioning very quickly. If we have those tweets,
I believe we have a tweet on X about this.
Yes.
But, just as a way to wrap up this conversation, the talk about the Third Mainland Bridge raises critical questions. Who is giving, do we have accountability for the monies that have been spent on the bridge? And then do we also have, a way to track this? Is this cosmetic approach? Are we fixing, do we have more permanent solutions? Are we going to revisit this conversation again? Over 100,000 cars ply that road every day. Nigerians, Lagosians are very largely dependent on that road. It's a commercial nerve center connecting the island to the mainland. And if that bridge has to shut down, it will impact businesses. So again, that's a lot of money. And we're hoping that we get some clarity, transparency. And in fact, even with the bidding process, for the contractors who handle this.
Dave Umahi did mention that the bidding process will be open.
Yeah.
So we'll see some transparency there.
All right.
And maybe when they bid, that price can come down. And how did they even come about the 3 trillion in the first place?
Well,
if the
contractor has not even looked at it
and if not bid,
and checked and they've not
they've not done any bidding yet. So
sometimes
these are questions that are begging for
answers.
answers.
Sometimes I just wake up and while we're coming to do this show, I ask myself, why are we saying what?
All right, let's take the reaction. I believe we have one reaction to this that we're taking this morning. And if our producers can please put up the reaction. Same Third Mainland Bridge that was renovated twice during Buhari's 8-year regime that cost the nation multi-million naira.
Exactly.
The same bridge that will still gulp Nigeria 3.6 trillion to renovate. These politicians should fear God. That's all that we have regarding this. And again, we just want to ask you, go on social media and share your thought process with us about the Third Mainland Bridge and the announcement regarding the possible renovation.
One of the reasons because why it's so expensive is you need to look for underwater engineers, scuba diving that will be welding and drilling, and they're very expensive. Even you as a lawyer, you can't swim. You're not a marine lawyer. So imagine the cost of a marine engineer. And there are other dangers of doing the work. Imagine you repairing, welding, and hippopotamus to just say hi, olive, or crocodile.
This man.
So these are some of the issues.
But please let's know your thoughts about the stories. You can tweet at us, or you can go on YouTube and drop a comment in our live stream. But now let's bring you an update regarding the Falcons. Remember, we celebrated them a few days ago. They made us proud. They were celebrated lavishly in the government house, given 150 million naira each, or do I say $100,000 each. They were also given the titles of OON and given flats. And that also garnered a lot of reactions. Some were applauding this and others were wondering what's happening to those at the background? Well, one of the players has spoken about not having received the money yet. Let's take a look.
All the promises you heard back and forth,
Yes.
you have not received anything. So let them know, because they want to like.
They've already divided it for you.
Honestly, like share, even percentage, and everything. I'm like, hey, bros, people are begging. We've not received it,
Yeah.
but hopefully, when they pay it, you would see.
hear it on the news.
You see, I mean, even our match bonuses and everything's still work in progress. So we've not received it.
In the words of the Benin boy called Rema, my message to Rasheedat Ajibade is, baby, calm down. Because what's going on? How many weeks ago, even doctors gave 21 days warning strike. They've not received their money. You are talking about, please calm down. You know how things work in this country. We have priorities.
Well, it's also good. I like the fact that she said it. Gbenga is good. She
No,
came out.
you know why she's saying? You know why I think she's
She
saying
said
this?
people want to choke
Because
her.
village people want to choke her. Everybody
How
now.
far?
Imagine what her
How
DMs will
far?
look like.
Okay,
The aunt will call. The uncle will call.
Help me, oh. You know your brother has not gone to
I heard. I
saw
saw.
money. She has a.
So let her clear herself on air.
It's
That's
very
the best way
important,
to do it.
though. It's very
It's not that
important.
she's calling the bluff of the federal government. She just has to save herself so that she can walk freely and greet auntie. And auntie won't say, I've not seen my shell here. So she, from this video
wonder
now,
what they're sharing
you
from
understand.
That's what I wanted to say. That I pity people like this who get public money. Because how do you then
Everybody
explain to
knows.
people?
Okay,
Everybody
153
feels
million.
like that they have a right and they're entitled. Uncles and
Depends
aunties
on your
who have not been a part of
I'll put 10 million aside. Anybody?
It's too small.
400,000.
You don't know people to
100K.
calculate.
100K.
You don't know how
You are
entitled
well-
Nigerians are.
20.
Someone said you are in UK. I told you I wanted to get married. You are sending me 20K. Now, what kind of insult is that?
Okay, let's get reactions to this. Of course, Nigerians will
entitled.
always never miss an opportunity to share their thoughts. Senator Shehu Sani says, reading that the Falcons are yet to receive the $100,000 is shocking. I urge the federal government to fast track and redeem the pledge made to the Falcons and the Tigress. Waiting for
But
money
Joe, you can relate
is mentally
to this.
stressful.
Waiting for money.
That last line is not a lie.
Send your details.
I was
You
waiting
now
for the
wait.
sports ministry officials to surprise me by doing the needful. Of course, like the leopard that never changes its spots or an old monkey that can't be taught a new trick. They are back to their 40. Unfortunately for them, this time they will be dragged to hell.
I think it's too early.
It's too early now.
Too early.
This one says, anyone who is fully aware of the nature of the Tinubu junta knows the money will not be paid within his tenure. They used the ladies' achievements to show up their collapsed junta image. No, we don't believe this one. Bombastic side eye. The funds has been disbursed already, but it probably didn't get to the
What
girls.
kind of talk is
The funds are probably with those who advise to pledge such amounts to the girls. President Amunike has done it again, but this time around, no, it is. For those who don't understand, there's a reference, a skit, a President Amunike who makes promises and never fulfills. We all know it's audio money. Let me explain. $1 million was given as prize money for winning the competition.
Yep.
We have 24 players minus coaches and officials. If you multiply $100,000 by 24, that is $2.4 million for players only. So where would they get the money to give coaches plus NFF officials? So you all think Niger government will take from government account to add up Abi? They play. And that's all the reaction that we're taking this morning. Let us know what your thoughts are on X. And we're streaming live on YouTube. You can drop a chat in the chat box to let us know what you think. You think the government was giving them audio promises and that maybe these promises will not be fulfilled in the Tinubu
government
administration?
should give them that money after they've paid all the pensioners, all the teachers, all the doctors. Yes. And then once we settled everything.
If you ask me, I will go with this your statement. I agree.
Yes.
Settle teachers, doctors,
Then
pensioners.
why did you make that kind of false
Was that the
promise?
one that made the promise?
settle the ones that have been there since.
Priority.
Priority, settle them.
So
then come out and say, oh, doctors, let's see the doctor say, we want to thank you very much, President and the minister for this. Then let's see pensioners saying, hey, they don't pay us. So. And then let's see, because this is what keeps the economy and society moving.
Exactly.
NLC wants to strike, oh.
Right. Anyway.
So my message to Rasheedat Ajibade and
Relax. Baby, calm down.
Baby, calm down.
Azizat Oshola, Agbabola, and all of them. Baby, calm down.
Maybe I
calm
use
down.
OO and take whole body.
Yes.
Go and edit your
At
body.
least wait for one calendar year first.
Ah.
After all, there are
Yeah, I don't go
pensioners
wait
that
to.
they be owing for more than 1 year.
No.
This one's actually work hard. This is
Patient
the
dog, they
promise.
say it's the fattest bone, but this days, patient dog, no, they see any bone.
Gbenga, Atlanta
Anyway.
96. How long did they wait?
So many years.
Let's move on from
until
sports
last year and
to-
this
Many
year.
of them even died.
Another
some of
story,
them.
and it's really unfortunate that we're ending wake-up conversations on some form of a sad note. Now, popular reality TV show winner Phyna has gone on a rant on social media detailing an account of what she said has been a wrongful treatment of her sister. She alleges that her sister was crushed by a Dangote truck that had then attempted to escape until people chased down the truck, caught the truck. And she also complained about the manner in which she and her family were treated, saying that she never wanted to bring it to social media, but that they were not responding. And she said she was going to drag them to filth, and that if that was the last thing that she was going to do. Now, the name of the sister is Miss Ruth Otabo, who unfortunately has lost one leg, it seems, and might be losing the other leg. Let's take a look at this video and share the details of the story with you when we come back.
Because I go sit down, I'll say no. My sister is in school. I have sisters in school. I don't do baby girl lifestyle. People think I have a lot of reason because I go sit down, I know where I'm coming from. I've been hustling all my life. I've been struggling all my life. My younger ones, I finished from school. I saw myself through school. I made sure my younger ones went to school. My sister can't graduate. Dangote trailer, crush him. He continue in journey. Like say in jam goats. If you miss a Dangote trailer, don't they keep people before? Dangote don't buy markets. That's what me I have to say. Because I don't know what that manager is doing at the court instead of the hospital. My sister's leg right now, the other leg, we are currently deciding what to do because Dangote, my sister has been damaged for life. And I cannot carry it alone. I was already happy that my sister, the last person, is done. And now I'll have time for myself. I was already saying I'll finally have time for myself. I'll finally use my money.
That's the most heart-wrenching video to, to watch this morning. There are many other videos. If you go online, she's been going on Instagram Live detailing her account of the story, saying that instead of them to go and visit her and her family, visit the girl in the hospital, that they went to the court, they went to the police, and she's like, what exactly were you looking for at the police station? Instead of going to the hospital first to see the person who your driver had put in this very sorry state. In one of the videos, she said the sister's leg was cut from the pelvic, from the pelvic region down, right? And it was, imagine somebody, she had just graduated. They called them back to school to come and do something. I can't remember what she said it was. She was on her way back from the thing they went to do in school a few days after. It was on her way back that she was crushed. She's in a critical condition. The bike man that was carrying her is in a critical condition. After all of this, of course, people started lending their voice and calling out the Dangote company. And then Dangote put out a statement. They put a press release. And if we can please put up the photo of the press release, it says, following the recent road accident in Auchi, Edo State, involving one of our trucks, which sadly resulted in injury to Mrs. Ruth Otabo, senior officials from Dangote Cement PLC, together with our insurance team, promptly visited the scene, engaged with law enforcement authorities, and visited the victim and her family at Irua Special Teaching Hospital, Edo State. This action reflects our unwavering commitment to the well-being of those affected. We are ensuring full support for Mrs. Otabo, including comprehensive medical care and appropriate compensation in line with Dangote Group's welfare policy. Our thoughts remain with Mrs. Ruth Otabo and her loved ones, and we wish her a full and speedy recovery. What kind of full recovery will bring back her leg? What kind of speedy recovery?
There's no mention of driver training. There's no sense of responsibility.
It's not even that. That press release was void of empathy. Whoever wrote that press release did such a terrible job. It was very lacking in empathy. It felt like this press release is a way for us to polish the reputation of the company.
It
didn't show any empathy to say, first of all, we're deeply sorry and saddened by this situation where our driver had done this. We take responsibility for this. We know that no amount of compensation will ever be able to make up, but we will try the best that we can.
That's too
because
mechanical.
There's no amount that thing looks like what it just felt like they're really just trying to do damage control, and that even damaged the reputation of the brand even further. I think that a lot of people need to invest more in people who understand how to do press releases that connect when you've done something wrong. It's not saying, oh, we went to visit. And even worse, they took pictures and they posted on X. We can't share the pictures because Phyna, who's the reality star, was upset and saying, who gave you the right to carry your people, go and take pictures of the hospital, my sister, and post on social media? What kind of PR polishing is that?
As a lawyer now, that also opens a door for Dangote to be sued as well for carrying out actions without getting the express permission of the families. The family hasn't gone as far as putting all the footage and everything out like that, But, you know, just as we wrap up, let's also mention that while we appreciate what Dangote is doing, and let me also mention, because we're talking about Dangote, doesn't mean that we're talking about the man we know as Aliko Dangote, because he's just the owner of the company.
Yes, he's not the one that,
but he's not the one. But people that work, and let me use this medium to state categorically, I think we're going to start it from Monday with what has happened, Olive. Please, Dangote and Dangote truck drivers, they need to have a checkup. They need to have mental evaluation checkup. Have you seen the way they drive on Lekki Road?
Far too many.
Have you seen the way they drive? Lord have mercy. They drive as if they are. They drive as if they are small cars or Okadas, moving, honking their horn, abusing you, telling you leave the road, if not, we'll crush you. So hearing this story, I was like, while you're saying it, I said,
yeah,
no.
You just have to go
too
through
obvious
the
that
newspapers, do a Google search.
You will see
truck accident.
Plenty of them.
Their experiences as well on X. This has led to a number of people sharing their own personal experiences of terrible driving by these drivers. These drivers need proper training. They need to be thoroughly trained. You can't just put a driver in a vehicle because they can move a car or a bus or a trailer does not necessarily make them a driver. There's an art to driving, understanding traffic signs, understanding that you're considering every other person on the road, which a number of these drivers don't have.
I mean, small cars.
Yes, trucks.
10-ton trucks.
Vehicles that are weapons on their own, and so you need a different type of temperament.
Can wipe a whole family.
You need a different type of temperament to operate those.
These guys are
vehicles.
I think, Gbenga, like I said,
and these are the issues they should also address.
I said something. This is a platform we have. We can only advocate for change in our own little way.
Yes.
We don't have to wait for somebody. So on Breakfast Central, like we usually do, we will start again, maybe 5 days. Maybe we'll call out Dangote truck drivers, call out Dangote, the company itself, let them have a mental self-evaluation of their drivers because they drive so recklessly. If you think what we're saying are all lies, go online.
Go and
check.
It's not hard. Just search for Dangote
It's
truck.
horrible.
You would see a number of the responses. Just to say again, to those who are in charge of the PR handling this, you could have done better with the letter. And you still can't do better. Put out a letter that empathizes, that shows that you feel the pain of this woman. Because yes, you're covering medical expenses, you're compensating, but there is no measure of compensation that would ever bring back her leg. You've made her, you've made her someone who was working for 2 years, and you've changed the trajectory of her life because her leg has been amputated, and there's a possibility that the second one might be amputated. I hope it's not. Her life will never remain the same again. Our heart really does go out to Ruth Otabo, to Phyna, to their family, and we hope that they find some measure of comfort because truly no compensation will ever do.